Hey folks, Davey here, and today I'm going to make my famous fatty. I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, it's a stuffed and bacon wrapped barbecued sausage meatloaf, for lack of a better way to put it. And what I got here is I got 2 pounds of the venison Italian sausage, pound of bacon. Actually, it'll be another half a pound of bacon. I still gotta get out of the freezer and thaw it. Some pepper jack cheese, some cream cheese, green onion, or green pepper, an onion, barbecue sauce, and some seasoning. This is just the generic Memphis barbecue seasoning. And that's what you need to start. Just to go over it real quick, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook up some bacon. Cook up about half a pound of bacon, pepper and onion, and I'm going to mix them with pepper jack and about half of the cream cheese. I'm going to add some of the seasoning to it and just a little dab of the barbecue sauce. Get it all mixed up and set it off to the side. I will then weave out a bacon wrap in a weave. I'll press the sausage down over top of it and do an even thickness, and then I will stuff the pepper, onion, bacon mix inside of it, roll it all up, and then into the smoker it's going to go. So here we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to get this bacon going. I'm going to cut more pieces. In the meantime, I'm going to get my cast iron nice and hot. I'm going to simply get this about half a pound of bacon here, and I'm just going to chunk it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, add just a little bit of oil, the cast iron. We're going to throw this in, and I'm going to wash this board and stuff up. As we all know, cross-contamination is not a good thing. In this case, I don't think it really matters because it's all getting cooked together anyhow. But better safe than sorry. So while that's all getting rolling, go ahead and get this pepper and this onion cut up. Nice little tip for cutting peppers. Pop that top off and you can use all that instead of trying to cut around it. Because you try to cut around it and you always end up with little extra left over that gets wasted. And we're going to cut this pepper and the onion both fairly small. I'll give a high recommendation to rod and knives. You can't buy a better knife for the money at these costs. They're cheap. They hold their edge for a long time. And they're really easy to resharpen. And we got some sizzling bacon. Turn this heat down just a bit. This cast iron, of course, holds heat really well. So technically you want to run it at a little lower temperature than you would other pans. I certainly do not have chef-style cutting skills. I'll be the first to admit that. But really don't care. Still tastes good. And that's the main thing for me. piece. Cut in half. Pour out here, a little piece on the end. Alright, so that's all ready. Now all you gotta do is get this bacon cooked off and then get that pulled out of there and cook these peppers and onions. Alright, I guess I need to pay a little more attention to my battery. So what I've done is I pulled the bacon out of the pan, reserved a couple tablespoons of the bacon fat to cook the peppers and onions, got them going. I went ahead and threw the bacon right in the mixing bowl. Put my 4 ounces of cream cheese in it while it's still warm to get it, you know, kind of melting a little bit. Added a little bit of barbecue sauce, just to taste, and a little bit of the barbecue seasoning, just by eyeballing it, and I've made it enough times I know it's all taste. I never measure any seasonings. And then I topped it off with the pepper jack cheese, so it's all in there, sitting there ready to go. And getting these peppers and onions cooked off here. Turn the heat back up a little bit. And then once these are ready to go, we'll get these all thrown in here. And we'll mix it all up and set it off to the side. Alright, so peppers and onions are ready. I'm just going to add them right to the mix. Grab my awesome kitty cat pot holder. This is all still nice and hot. We're going to go ahead and mix this all together, get this cheese all melted. It smells good. Too bad I can't eat it myself. Real cheese in there will put me down for a while. A lot of times I'll go ahead and use the vegan cheese, which is probably sacrilege, but it's what I can eat. But this is for a friend's birthday party, and as much as I like this stuff, I don't have to eat it. So. And I think we're going to stake right with that. I think that worked out pretty good. I don't think we need any more pepper jack in there. We may, though, add just a little more barbecue sauce. There. That we're going to set off to the side, and then it's time to get the sausage onto the bacon. So now I realize I called this a bacon weave earlier. I used to do the weave. The weave looks great and it's awesome, but it's tedious. And I just found it's easier just to lay it in layers and then roll it all up. And we'll be good to go. Accomplishes the same thing. Like I said, while the weave looks nice, it just isn't necessary. Alright, so the next thing is I got my venison sausage here. And when I make my venison sausage, this is Italian. It's just your basic Italian sausage. A little bit of salt, pepper, sugar, and fennel, and that is it. It's a 50-50 mix of venison and pork. I know some folks go a little less pork, but venison is so dry that I go 50-50. So what I do to make this easy is basically kind of going to form some patties across here. Press it into the bacon. I want to make sure we leave a little extra bacon sticking out on the one side to wrap it, so we can get it all sealed up nice. And I've reserved a few pieces of bacon to help wrap the ends. Just a little bit here. Okay. So let's press this all, try to get it somewhat of an even thickness. Now, I probably have way too much stuffing. I usually do. That's alright. It can be used for a lot of different things as well. You can just eat it on crackers or whatever. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make a little bit of a pocket. It really isn't much of one. I'm going to make it a little thinner here in the middle. See, just a little. That's where we're going to put our filling at. And we're going to come right in here for filling. Start spooning it in. Actually, this is going to work out just fine. I used to try to get the biggest onions and peppers that I could, but quickly realized it wasn't in my best interest. I actually used to do these a lot bigger. I'd use about 5 pounds of sausage a bit. They were just so huge, they were just a pain in the butt to deal with. Like that. So now we're going to simply kind of roll it. Kind of fold it right in half, basically. And we're just going to continue to roll it over them ends, and boom. Yeah, I used to make these way fatter, like I was saying, but don't always need that. Makes it kind of hard. Now pretty much I got plenty on the ends. So a couple places here I had a little bit of separation. I'm just going to use this few pieces that I saved to buckle it all up. And then about ready to rock there. So there, we got it all nice and formed. They do end up being pretty long. When I put them in the smoker, I kind of like make a crescent shape, I guess you would say, out of it, just so they fit. Now simply going to add a little spice, just a little garlic powder and onion powder across the top. Once this is towards the end of smoking, I will baste it, hit it with the barbecue sauce, just to finish it up. So there we are. This guy's ready for the smoker. I'd like to leave it sit for a little bit, about a half an hour before I get it in there. In the meantime, I'll go get the smoker all fired up and ready to go. Alright, so she's going in the smoker. Probably be about, probably guessing not much more than about an hour and a half at this size. We'll see what happens. Maybe 2. Got some mesquite chips in there. I usually just use apple and hickory that I find locally, but the neighbor had some chips that they didn't like, so he gave them to me. So we got them in there, soaked them in water with a touch of apple cider vinegar in there. Believe me when I say try doing that. It makes a bit of a difference putting that cider vinegar in there for sure. So I'm going to close her up and I'm going to come back out in about an hour and check her out. Some of y'all might ask, foil in the smoker, why would you put foil in there? Simple. helps keeps the drippings in place. I don't have a drip pan in there, so it'll keep it, pull it up underneath there, and I'll drain it off every once in a while. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Oh yeah. She actually bursted open a little bit on me. Oops. That's never the best. That's alright though. We'll get it rolled over here. Alright. There she is, all done. Not the most beauteous one ever. Unfortunately, I tried to push it because we were on a time schedule. I'm going to a birthday party. I'm taking this over. And I ran it a little hotter than I normally would. And, well, the top side burst. And the cheese was trying to run everywhere. I was able to contain it with foil. And then once I pulled it off the smoker, I actually have a bed of ice underneath here. And trying to cool it down as quick as possible to get that cheese to re-solidify so it all kind of stays together. And it seems like it's worked. So, yay.